don't really talk too much about what it really at the core means to have self-respect, what it means to develop self-respect. How does having self-respect translate to your mind, body, soul, and spirit? How does that happen? Respect by definition is a feeling of admiring someone or something that is good, valuable, important, etc. It can also be a feeling or understanding that someone or something is serious, important, etc., and should be treated in an appropriate way. What are some ways that you can respect yourself? Is get to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, it's very difficult to understand why you're important and why you're valuable and why you deserve to be treated a certain way and why respect is necessary. So you won't understand these things if you don't know yourself. So take that time out to read, to understand yourself as a woman better, as a young woman better, as a human, child of God, as a book. Start writing. Look at family history. Just start understanding and paying attention to the things you like and the things you don't like and the things you're really passionate about and the things that you hate. Like, just start paying attention to those things, and the more that you pay attention to those things and study those things and reflect on those things, the more that you will know yourself and the more that you will understand just how important and valuable you are. And when you know that, then you will begin to really respect yourself by forgiving yourself. We always I think as humans in general, we put ourselves down and we blame ourselves, and we're really hard on ourselves, but we don't take that time out, apologize to ourselves, and it's not just for the talk, because that's why we don't do it. We don't do it because we find it silly. We find it silly to say, Halima, I'm sorry. Halima, I apologize to you for doing X, Y, and Z, because it's like, why am I talking to myself? But that's the thing. An apology, even to other people, isn't even about what you're saying. The apology is just the intention. The apology is not even that means nothing. What you're sharing in the words mean nothing. What you're sharing in the apology is an intention to reconcile the issue and to allow it never to happen again. And so that's why it's important for us to forgive ourselves. We have to do that, because if we don't forgive ourselves, then we end up going down this just this road of holding things in, and it can just become very toxic and very damaging if we don't let that stuff go and we don't forgive and truly forgive ourselves, because you end up having a bitter and problematic relationship with yourself, and that's why you end up not respecting yourself. You think that you don't deserve this because you allowed this one time, or you think that you're not worthy of this because of this mistake that you made this time. But once you forgive yourself, then you forgive yourself, you reconcile that, you go on this path of striving not to do what you did wrong, the specific thing that you did wrong. You go on that path not to do it again, and you let it go. You don't allow it to hold down your entire character. You don't allow it to hold down your entire happiness. You don't allow it to just build up. You let it go. And you feel better about yourself, and you free yourself. The first thing you can do is accept yourself. You are a certain way, and so once you get to know yourself, like the first tip, you gotta accept it. You have to understand, like, look, this is how I am. I'm never gonna stop being this way. I cannot tell y'all for so long. I'm just like, I'm an extra person, okay? Like, I'm really extra. I talk really passionately. I have like all these extra type of ambitions. Even my sense of, I'm a lot to handle, okay? And growing up, people always tell me, like, you're doing too much, you're doing too much, and I would kind of internalize that, and I would think that, like, I would take that as I'm too much, and if I'm too much, then I'm not good enough, I'm not okay. And so I had to really accept that I'm a lot, and I may be too much to certain people, but that's how I am, and I can't change how I am, because that's Halima. And I've just learned to accept it, and I put myself engaged in things that require me to be as up here as I am, and that's what it's about: accepting yourself, accepting how you are, and taking advantage of it, and loving it. Because once you know, then you accept, and then you're free. You free yourself. Fourth tip I have is actively work on building your confidence. I am of the opinion that true confidence can only be rooted in God. When you have faith and you are interested, and you are about and you're on this journey and you're striving to develop your faith, then I believe that's where like confidence can lie, because while this world is ever changing and people are always changing and you're always changing, God stays consistent and God is everlasting. And so when you're working to build your relationship to become one with Him, that gives you that type of foundation, that gives you that type of confident spirit that you need, because you realize that you don't take certain, once you start developing a relationship with your God, you start not taking certain stuff. You be like, hold up, you ain't even gonna come at me like that, point blank, period. And you just and like, you know, when people you know have issues with the way you look or the way you talk or the way you act, you just start being like, okay boy, I'm happy with it. So that confidence comes from like listening to yourself and what makes you happy and what you believe in, and like standing for that, and you know, and growing into the person that you ultimately desire to be. Like once you're on that path, people on the sidelines that don't like it, they become so irrelevant. You just start developing this confidence, like, okay, I don't care. Like, I really don't care what you're thinking. I'm gonna keep on doing it. And I also want to say, like, with confidence, it's like sometimes we feel like, oh, like I don't have it yet, and fake it till you make it. Just like confidence is a state of being. It's a way you live your life. Like it's not about how you feel all the time. You may not feel confident all the time, but you need to live a life of confidence. So that means understanding what, like, you have to look at your daily situation, like at your situations on a daily level, and say, what in this situation, what do I need? What would represent confidence? What would represent faith? What action would represent that in this instance? And you just have to make a conscious decision to always choose the confident route. Always choose that. It doesn't matter if you feel confident today. It doesn't matter if you feel ugly. It doesn't matter if you feel unworthy. It doesn't matter if you feel unready. You have to consciously think, am I choosing the route of fear, or am I choosing the route of love? And if I'm choosing love, then that's confidence. That's all of that goes hand in hand. So you just have to make confident choices, and then you end up living a confident life, and then you end up ultimately living a happy life. Because it may be hard at the moment to overcome your negative feelings, but choosing positivity over negativity will always feel better in the long run, every single time. And respecting yourself is about choosing happiness over insecurity. It's about choosing confidence over feeling unready and unworthy and ugly and all of those different things. Like, that's what self-respect is about. Respecting yourself is about treating yourself good. Like, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that, because we get caught up and we be thinking that, like, what's happening around us, we got to be involved in too, just because we're there. But that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, you have to be a leader. Like, you just have to live your own life for your own happiness, you know, and do what you believe and do what is pleasing to God. Like, you cannot get caught up in what everybody else is doing, because honestly, they just following each other and they don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. Most times people don't know where they're going. They're just following each other. They're just following what they think is right, and they dealing with the same type of issues you dealing with insecurity and unworthiness and unworthiness and lack of self-respect, and they're just handling it a different type of way. But I'm trying to get, and you don't want to handle it like they're handling it. You want to take the uphill road by handling it and dealing with it and becoming different. And as you do that, you may even inspire the ones around you who you wanted to follow. A lot of times we don't respect ourselves as women or girls, I've noticed, because we don't do anything. Like, we are so caught up in like being pretty to this boy, or like being attractive, all this type of stuff. But like pretty only get you so far. And like, if you don't have something like that sustains you, like inside, that you are working for and building for, and that you like love to do, if you don't have any like hobbies or crafts or pursuits, or dreams, it's like you're just it's like that's a recipe for disaster, because you have nothing. Those things that you engage yourself in, those become your foundation. Those become your base. Those things are everlasting. Like, no one can take away your skill, no one can take away your talent, no one can take away your passion and your drive. No one can take away those things, but they can always take away like things that have limits, like their compliments. They can always take that stuff away. They can always not give you attention. But when you develop yourself, and you develop your heart and your mind and your body and stuff, and your skill, and do outward endeavors, like, no one can take that away. And that gives you such a confidence, and it gives you such a strength about yourself, and it makes you just have so much respect for yourself, because you're watching where you're bearing witness to your own journey. You're bearing witness to your own growth, and you and just watching yourself grow and develop, it just produces in you this sense of respect. You're like, I refuse to not treat myself as if I'm valuable. I would refuse to not treat myself as if I'm unimportant. I just refuse, because I know how far I've come, and I know how absolutely amazing I am because of what I have accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about in your external life, personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about other people knowing what how far you've come or anything. It's just about having that sense of drive and mission about you, and doing the things that you're passionate about, and just having a life. Just having a life. Have a life. I feel like that's like, girls, like, we don't even be having our own life. We be so engulfed in what everybody else doing and trying to get attention and approve and all this type of stuff, that we don't even do nothing. Like, we become like we're not doing anything. One way that you respect yourself is by respecting the temple that God blessed you with. You can't do anything if your body is weak and unable and plagued with issues, so you want to take care of the body that God blessed you with. So you want to eat good food, you want to drink a lot of water, you want to try to only put the best on your body. So don't tolerate disrespect. So that kind of goes back to what I said earlier. People will try you, and sometimes people will really try you, and you just gotta let them know, like, look, I'm not the one. And all it takes is really just one time. All you gotta do is you gotta make that statement one time, and how you gotta make your own statement. You'll know, and it gotta be powerful. And at one time, they won't ever try you. Then the other one is like, stay humble. Conceit is really, honestly, being conceited is really just another way that insecurity is manifested. Confidence and conceit are not the same thing. Stay humble and know where your blessings come from. Know where your skills and your talents and your gifts come from. Know where your beauty comes from. Just stay humble and don't get too caught up in yourself, because that can end up being a disrespect to yourself as well. So you want to keep it balanced. Is to respect others. When you really, 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 truly and earnestly strive to respect your parents and to respect your siblings and to respect your friends, you begin to see what that looks like, and you will translate that into your own life. Yeah, so those are all my reasons about how you can respect yourself. Hopefully this video helped you, and God willing, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.